CNBC unveiled its first official NFL team valuations. The Dallas Cowboys leading the pack with an $11 billion price tag, followed by the Los Angeles Rams and New England Patriots in a close third. The creator of the list, CNBC's Michael Ozanian, joins us now on set. We know who is on top, but we are curious to what team could unlock the most potential value ahead.
Ooh, great question. Well, this is the investing crew. I like the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Whoa.
Why?
Wow. Sure.
Coming off a low base.
Yes.
Am I talking right? Is this part? Okay.
I like
low
it.
base. Revenues on the rise sharply. They have the franchise QB, Trevor Lawrence, getting a lot of capital for a renovation of their stadium over the next few years, half public, half private. It's going to really ramp up the in-stadium revenue, especially if the team really starts making the postseason. So I like the Jags a lot. They're at $6 billion. You know, I could see a 20% increase over the next few years.
Wow. This list is fascinating, and it's always fun to think about team valuations. The last sale was for the Washington Commanders. This is 2023, $6 billion deal. How does the valuation of the Commanders compare to the valuations that you came up with this year?
Oh, okay. So this year is slightly higher. You know, full confession, my historical record of matching sale prices with valuation, sometimes very good, sometimes
sounds like how we are picking stocks, by the way.
Commanders, I was very close, only because we knew Dan Snyder was going to sell the team, so the sources I had were telling me about the price. The Denver Broncos, the team right before that, I was off 25% too low. I was below the $4.65 billion price. But the team before that, the Carolina Panthers that David Tepper bought, $2.3 billion, I hit that exactly. So I guess what I'm telling you is, what's that, 1 out of 3 of being exactly right? So that's be a good batting average in baseball, but probably not a good stock picking average.
Network's lucky to have you, along with Max Myers, who was one of the original founders of this show. So we're thrilled. Let me ask you this question now. What do you it's been lower left, upper right in terms of valuations for these teams. What's the existential risk to the NFL, if there is one?
My personal feeling is it's gambling. It's betting. You know, sports betting is now such a big part of all sports. The NFL is the biggest sport in terms of viewership by far. And my feeling is, number one, if there ever is a problem where a star player is found to have bet on his own team or something like that, or an official of the game taking a bribe, that would be a big problem, not only in terms of viewership, but all the sponsorship money that's come in via sports betting over the last couple of years.
Mike, business sports. So, yeah, great having you at CNBC. Great talking about this stuff. How about other leagues? Because, again, we often talk about stocks coming off a low base. How about leagues? How about the WNBA? How about the soccer leagues? How about where are you seeing the most value built up? And, again, a lot of that coming from TV contracts that never existed and different formats for streaming and places to actually generate that revenue.
I'm really bullish on the WNBA. In fact, I'm very bullish on all women professional sports. I think that it's been very undervalued for a long time. It's finally starting to get the publicity, the viewership that I think the talent deserves. So I think we're going to see, like, for the NWSL, the Professional Soccer League, we've seen it recently with the WNBA as part of the NBA's media package. I think the media rights are going to start to increase significantly in women's sports. Yeah.
So I'm curious, for the WNBA in particular, which I care a lot about, going to a New York Liberty game right after this show, what do you think sort of, I mean, to me it seems like we're in inning 1 or 2 of the acceleration of the WNBA. What do you see, like, looking a few years out? Yeah,
no, I think that's right. And I think that even all sports that we've seen big gains in values, like the NBA, the NFL, I still think they're relatively early in the valuation process, because I don't think that most people have grasped how big these sports are in terms of how many consumers actually relate to it, follow them these days on social media. You know, it's not just the tickets you buy at the game or the suites you rent, you know, or the restaurants you go to, but the clothes you buy, you know, the images you have, the branding is huge. And you know, you mentioned that Dallas Cowboys are the most valuable team. Well, one of the reasons is that Jerry Jones was the first to recognize this. He was the first one to bring stadium sponsorships on board, you know, when he brought on Pepsi. And he brought on American Express. It hadn't been thought. He really understood that beyond the actual event, you know, there's much more excitement and much more opportunities to increase revenue. And we're seeing that with the international games now. You know, this Friday, there's a game from Brazil. If I had said that to you 5 years ago, you guys would have thrown me off the set.
So we often spend some time, more Karen than anyone, looking for value, right, in the stock market. And so we've had a guest, Paul Rabel, who started the Premier Lacrosse League. He's been on the show a bunch here. When you look at a league like that, they haven't even started selling teams yet, right? So is that starting to bubble up? Are you starting to look at sports like that?
Yeah, I think lacrosse is more of a niche sport. So the reason why I said that women's sports I kind of think is the next area to surge, because basketball and soccer are immensely popular around the globe. It just happens that the women professional teams in soccer and basketball didn't get the publicity and the viewership. Lacrosse is kind of a niche thing, so I think that I would put them sort of behind women's sports as sort of the next opportunity there. But niche sports that we see in the Olympics, like rugby and stuff like that, I think there's some opportunity there too.
So you're done with this list. What's next? Another list coming?
In 2 months, hockey.
Hockey.
All right.
Yeah.
Guys,
We know the number one team there.
Yeah.
No, I mean,
Right down there on Broadway.
Yeah.
Mike,
Rangers.
thank you. Great.
Thank you very much.
Rangers.
It's great to be here.